What are your first impressions today after the game?
I thought they looked good. The offense looked crisp. The defense is breaking in a lot of new guys. They've got some wrinkles to work out, but I tell you what, a victory is a victory, and they look pretty good.
What are your first impressions about Dewayne Haskins? Obviously, new guy coming in, never started a game yet.
Absolutely. He looked good up in Ann Arbor last year. He looked even better here. They're going to throw the ball a whole lot more this year than they did last year. Weber looked great. Dobbins looked great. The line looked good. Absolutely. Great first game back. And we're happy to see Urban Meyer back in the program tomorrow, right? He'll be back in.
He'll be back coaching practice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts you want to give to the fans?
I'll tell you what, 11 Warriors, this is Defiance giving a shout out to the 11 Warriors. Go Buckeyes, 1-0. Here we go,
Thanks,
man.
Andrew. Appreciate it. What's your name?
My name is Derek Horn.
Derek, nice to meet you. Any first impressions from the game today that you'd like to point out?
We look really good this year. I don't know if it was Oregon State's not looking good or just looking so much better, but I like the first win of the year for sure.
I mean, a little bit worrisome. I mean, Oregon State did go 1-11. Their one win last year being against an FCS team, no wins in the Pac-12. Did it worry you they put up around 30 points against us?
No, there was just a couple slip-ups on the play right after halftime where they got out and scored on us. So just a couple mental breakdowns that we'll clean up here in the next couple weeks, I'm sure.
You think it's a good or bad thing that they scored on big plays rather than like constantly driving down the field and stuff like that?
Personally, for me, I think it's better if they score on big plays because that shows that there was just a small mental breakdown, whereas if they're scoring and gashing us every time, then it shows that we're not, putting up the fight up against them. So.
Awesome. How do you think the freshmen did today? I know obviously a lot of pregame jitters and stuff like that showed a little bit on some of the passes and the runs. Anything?
I think once they settled down and it got into the rhythm of the game, those pregame jitters come out. But that's always expected on the first game of the season.
So you think we'll be fine without Urban for TCU and our Rutgers?
Oh, yeah. Ohio State's a well-oiled machine. Next man up. We showed that when we won the national championship, right? Next man up.
Any final things you'd like to say for the fans?
Hey, go Bucks.
Perfect. What's your name?
Travis.
Travis, and you said you've been here before, correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Welcome back. It's great to have you here. Any first impressions you'd like to point out about the game?
Offense looked really good. Defense kind of walk through that second half. That's why you got 31 points up there. And the rain kind of messed up the rhythm, but, overall they look pretty good. A lot better starting last year.
You think the defensive problem was kind of just like a first game jitters, or do you think that was like something we should actually need to work on and point out?
A little bit of both. First game, you got some younger guys, linebacker, new defensive lineman. But I think part of it is a mentality, too. They're like, we're up by so much. Your foot goes through the gas pedal, through the floor the entire time. Doesn't stop. I don't care who we play. That's the mentality. Keep going. 46 seconds, A to B, period.
I like that. I like that a lot. Any specific opponents worry you a little bit in the future? Maybe possibly TCU without Meyer or like a Michigan State at Michigan State or Penn State?
TCU will be a pain, but I think we'll get by it. Penn State on the road, Michigan State on the road is always a pain no matter how good or bad those opponents may be, period. So we have to be focused and be ready to go when we get to that point.
Any prediction for the Buckeyes this season?
If our defense gets better, we can at least win the Big Ten. We can and we should be the Big Ten champion the way we're playing right now.
You expect to play Wisconsin, I assume, in the Big Ten championship?
Absolutely, because I don't see anybody in the West challenging Wisconsin. That division's a joke. Absolute joke.
How do you feel about Wisconsin being ranked one higher than us, even though we beat them last year in the Big Ten?
A lot of that has to do with returning talent. And Wisconsin does have talent. I mean, they're just more of a traditional team. They run it down your throat. They play defense, whereas we spread you out and run that way. That's the only difference between Ohio State and Wisconsin. That's it.
Perfect. Any final things you'd like to say for the fans?
Urban Meyer, great coach. Really don't like how we handle the whole situation at university. I'm glad he keeps his job, but we also need to look at ourselves as a university and athletic department and be like, we can't let stuff like that happen. It taints this. You don't taint Locko. You don't. So other than that, game was great. Team looks great. We just need to keep moving forward and keep growing. This is chapter one of a very long, long storybook.
What's your name?
Cameron Miller.
Cameron Miller, nice to meet you. I heard it's your birthday today?
Yes.
Is this a big birthday present for you? You excited to be here?
Yes.
First time here?
No.
No? What was your favorite game that you've seen here so far?
Probably against Maryland.
Maryland, that was a good game. Any first impressions from the game that you want to talk about? Do you like the offense? Do you like the defense? Anything you want to point out specifically?
I like the offense and the defense, but I think the defense needs to step their game up a little bit.
Any players you like off the bat? Like, you got any favorite players so far, or any returning players, maybe something like that?
Haskins.
Yeah, you like Haskins? Anyone on the defense you like? Bosa?
I like Bosa though.
Anything? Anyone you're worried about playing in the future? I know we got kind of a tough schedule in the Big Ten, and also TCU out of conference. Anything you're a little bit worried about?
No.
Good. Any final things you want to say for your birthday?
Shout out to my dad for bringing me to the game.
So what's your name?
Steve.
Steve, nice to meet you here. How long you been a Buckeye fan for?
Ever since I was born.
Awesome. So
54
not
years.
too long? Oh,
No,
not too long.
okay.
Not too long. Any first impressions that you see, like any weaknesses, like specifically you want to point out from today's game?
Well, without a doubt, we've got to do something about the contain on the defensive perimeter, which I'd like to, see what adjustments are made between the first and the second game. Other than that, I thought Dwight looked really, really good. Or Dewayne, geez, no,
you're good.
sorry. Edit that out, please.
We'll cut it from it.
Yeah, and Dwayne Haskins looked really good. Mike Weber looked great with the carries that he had. So I'm happy with it. Can't wait till Rutgers and TCU.
I was going to say, do you think Ryan Day will be consistent with Rutgers and TCU and be able to perform like a similar outcome to today as he did against those teams?
I think the offense did just fine, and I'm very confident in Coach Day. I really think that Coach Shiana will crack the whip, do whatever he needs to take, and we'll clean up the defensive perimeter stuff.
Perfect.
So.
Do you think the transition between once Ryan Day steps down and once Urban Meyer comes back, do you think it'll be smooth, or do you think it'll be a little shaky?
I think it'll be smooth as anything. I really, really do. I will say that sometimes I missed on third down running 16 up the middle. Yeah. I missed it today. A lot of people don't.